Hello, and welcome to another edition of All or None According to Jack with your host, Jack Toledano. And I've been away for about a week. I've been upstate at the second abode. This video is maybe a few days late in the making, but we are here, we are now, and we are ready. And this is not my background for tonight. So let's go into my little bag of tricks and get my background for this evening. Billy Joel. We're going to be talking about Billy Joel, the 100th anniversary concert at Madison Square Garden that took place, let's see, last Sunday. It was broadcast on CBS. Supposed to start at 9 o'clock. Started a half an hour late at 9:30. There were a ton of commercials, and then the last song got cut off. Very famous Billy Joel song. Uh, I'm sure you can guess which one, but I will tell you, when we get there. Uh, and then towards the end, we're going to talk about this collage that I put together for the occasion, and you will be able to see the whole thing without my body in the way. So okay, so Billy Joel, um, being a Long Islander, uh, being having grown up in the tri-state area, lived in the tri-state area for pretty much my whole life. Uh, with the exception of a couple of years in New Paltz, which is in Ulster County. It's a little further north. So I lived in Westchester County. I lived in Nassau. I lived in Queens. Uh, and you know what? Mr. Billy Joel has become an institution to pretty much all people that live in New York City, live in Queens, live in Brooklyn, Nassau, Suffolk County. He is our special uh, pop slash rock star, and we love him. So this was I would say, a pretty special broadcast. But before I start talking about it, uh, CBS almost screwed it up because not only did they start it a half an hour late, they cut the last song off, and then pretty much between every song there was like 2 to 5 minutes of commercials. So so they almost ruined it. But on the plus side, they did as far as videotaping the concert and with all the special effects. I think they did a beautiful job. So actually, they did a rebroadcast this past Friday night uh, because the network apologized for the fact that it got cut off. So the last song supposedly got played in its entirety, but I told my wife, don't bother. Watch it on Paramount Plus. So that's what I tell all of you now. If you want to see this amazing hour and a half worth of Billy Joel, watch it on Paramount Plus if you have it. If not, go to somebody's house and has it. Bring a 6-pack of beer, make them some coffee, Starbucks, whatever you want to call it. The other reason that this was very special to me, and I will tell you why. This picture right over here. This is my brother and I, and our families went to see Billy at Madison Square Garden 7 years ago. It was an amazing show. My wife was there. Andrew's wife was there. Uh, his two children were there. My daughter Sam and her boyfriend George were there. So great time was had by all. I think it's the only time we've ever been to a concert with a big, large family concentration, such as that. Unfortunately, Jason couldn't be there that night. I wish he was, but whatever. Jay and I have been to plenty of other concerts, and next Sunday I will be talking about a concert that Jason and I saw. So stay tuned. Anyway, back to Billy Joel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the PowerPoint. We're going to talk about all the songs that were broadcast on CBS. So let's go to, okay, so how do I do this? Having a little brain freeze here, so sorry about that. There we go. Okay, so Billy Joel's 100th sold out performance at Madison Square Garden. I know it's been called other things, sold out residency performance. Uh, Billy Joel is the only person who has a residency here in New York. We're very proud of him for that. I know they do that in Las Vegas. Uh, okay, so a banner was lowered. Billy Joel 100 most consecutive performances by any artist. So now we're going to talk about, so out of 25 songs performed on March 28th, I believe it is. Yeah, that will be confirmed later on, but 14 of the songs were broadcast. So, and again, if you see it on Paramount Plus, it is commercial free, which is freaking wonderful. Start out Miami 2017. I've seen the lights go out on Broadway. Okay, next. My Life, one of my favorites, off of 52nd Street, I believe. Vienna, definitely one of my favorites, off of The Stranger. Amazing freaking song. Vienna waits for you. I love that accordion. Always have loved that. Just so wonderful. Moving Out, another great, great song. Jerry Seinfeld was invited to the concert. He came out and he spoke for a minute or two. Didn't crack any jokes, which to my disappointment, but it was very nice that he spoke on behalf of Billy Joel. New York State of Mind. This song almost always brings a tear to my eye. Having lived in New York State my whole life, through good and bad, uh, it's still, you know what, the devil still can be a wonderful place. I've known some of the most wonderful people on the planet are from New York State, my home state. Uh, you have to hear the song to really appreciate it. I'm in a New York state of mind. Of course, I don't sing it as good as he does. Big Man on Mulberry Street, another great, great song. Song came out in the mid 80s. Actually, Sting does a co-lead vocal with Billy on this one. An Innocent Man, Turn the Lights Back On, his new single that he released about, I don't know, mid-February, I believe. Good song. One of the few songs that he co-wrote, if I'm not mistaken. River of Dreams, River Deep, Mountain High. They did a little interlude into that song. Toward the end, female African American percussion player came out and sang that part of it. It's very nice. Okay, song number 10. My favorite old-time Billy Joel song, also off of The Stranger. Scenes from an Italian restaurant. Do, 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 do. I probably screwed the lyrics up. Okay, number 11. It's still rock and roll to me. They talk about the Miracle Mile. That's a place on the North Shore of Long Island, Manhasset, New York, to be exact. A place called the Americana Shopping Center that I worked at once upon a time, and I hated working there. I tell that story on when Pete and I got together. Pete Pardo and I got together and did our top 10 Billy Joel songs on his channel. Fun discussion. Only the Good Die Young, also off of The Stranger. You May Be Right. There is a little interlude into the song Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. And the finale on the CBS broadcast, which they cut off the first time, Piano Man. How the frig do you cut off Piano Man? But a lot of people called in and complained. So to their credit, the following Friday, today is the 21st, the 19th of April, they rebroadcast it, and supposedly they got the whole thing in. I didn't see it because I was at somebody's house having a few brewskis. Uh, Fun time is had by all. Um, anyway, so these are the 14 songs. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you very quickly the actual set list from uh, March 28th. So in Miami 2017, My Life, Vienna. Did not play the Downeaster Alexa. Innocent Man, longest time they did not play. Turn the Lights Back On, Big Man they played. They did not play the Police cover, Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. Moving Out they played. Half a Mile Away they did not play, nor did they play The Entertainer. Don't Ask Me Why, Allentown, great song. Never forget when we saw that concert at the Garden 7 years ago. I had to run to the men's room. All of a sudden, I hear, oh, I'm missing Allentown. Allentown came on. It was the coolest thing. New York State of Mind, Only the Good Die Young. River of Dreams, they played. They did not play Nessun Dorma. Scenes, of course, they played. Piano Man. The one Billy Joel song that I do not like, We Didn't Start the Fire. I'm glad they didn't play it. Uptown Girl. Big Shot, they did not play. These other two, It's Still Rock and Roll. You May Be Right, they played. Note Billy Joel's 100th residency performance at Madison Square Garden. Concert was filmed by CBS and aired on April 14th, 2024. So as I was saying, uh, if you are a Billy Joel fan, this concert is not to be missed. Even the fact that they cut, what was it, 11 songs off, the 14 that they do broadcast, fantastic. The cinematography, especially watching it on my 65-inch screen, 50 inches upstate, awesome, awesome, awesome. Uh, don't know what else I can say about it. Incidentally, this is my new business card, so if I happen to catch you at at one of the concerts I intend to go to, uh, I will be handing some of these out. So hopefully I'll run into you there. Okay, last two slides. So this is the collage that is behind my head. So I'm going to talk about it a little. This is a shot of Madison Square Garden. Looks like it's actually on the backside of Madison Square Garden. Uh, where is it? Oh no, I don't know if the Empire State Building is right there, or if it's yeah, that I think that must be I think that em, Empire State Building was actually kind of um, added into the picture, because this looks like it's from 34th and 8th Street on the south side. This is an iconic shot of Madison Square Garden with all the panels at the very top. Couple of shots of Billy looking amazing as always. Billy and a saxophone player who did a fantastic job. Jerry and Billy, Hicksville. So Hicksville is so Billy Joel grew up in some say he grew up in Levittown, some say he grew up in Hicksville. So now uh, Levitt, the guy who basically built the town of Levittown, it was all potato fields prior. He bought up a whole big swatch of land. He basically threw down these Levitt houses. He built some of them into the town of Hicksville. So I believe Billy actually grew up in Hicksville, but lived in a Levitt house. So say that 5 times fast. So what you see there is the Long Island Railroad train station that myself and my son Jason have taken many a time to, to go into the city for whatever we went to the city for. Jason used to live in Manhattan, by the way, so that's where I would drop him off. Uh, Multiple times I would take Hicksville to Jamaica, and then I would basically take the train to the plane, which is the coolest thing. Now my brother and his family, they drove up not only to stay at our house, but to go to this concert. He invited my family and I to attend, and we all went and had a wonderful time. Billy being the centerpiece, beautiful. So I was only able to fit so many pictures into this collage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few more. This is an interesting picture. It's basically the Long Island Railroad train going down into the tunnel underneath Madison Square Garden to Penn Station. Sting with Billy Joel singing Big Man on Mulberry Street. Does an amazing job. This is one of those cartoon or animated pictures, from the very beginning, showing Billy Joel's residency. This is when his 70th concert. I think his first sellout was in 1978. This is a cat's eye view of the top of Madison Square Garden versus this view of the stage. Again, they did such a beautiful job recording this concert. So for all the mistakes CBS made, the cinematography, fantastic. Last but not least, Jerry Seinfeld. I wanted him to tell a joke, so Billy lives so going back to Hicksville, so I live right smack in between the Hicksville and the Belmore train station. Now the Belmore train station is on the Southern line. If you go 3 stops east, it's Massapequa. And Jerry once said, Massapequa in Algonquin means near the mall. LOL. I guess you have to be a Long Islander to understand it, but sadly, the mall that exists in Massapequa is actually going to close very soon. Very sad. So I have to come up with a new joke there, Jerry. Okay, so that's that. So I will stop sharing. Always a pleasure to talk about my fellow Long Islander, Billy Joel. Was even more of a pleasure to be able to say that I saw him in concert. Sadly, he's ending his residency in July. He's going to play 4 more shows, and then he's going to end his residency. So hopefully that'll just be the end of the residency. Hopefully he won't retire for good. Fingers crossed. I know he bought a house in Florida, so he's in his 70s. He's earned the right to step away and and enjoy his life a little bit. So thank you for the memories, Billy. We love you. This is Jack Toledano, speaking for All or Not according to Jack. Have a good one, folks, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.